Hello, my name is Mariah Duran, and I'm the great great granddaughter of Datipa, a survivor of the Navajo Long Walk. Her name carries weight in my family. She walked many miles through the desert, starving, possibly no shoes, forced from her homeland, and she survived. Because of her surviving is the reason why I'm here. Growing up, I was taught that we were strong and that we're resilient. But later, I learned that resiliency isn't always healing. Sometimes it's just survival. And today, I want to share how trauma informed parenting can help Native families move beyond survival into healing, balance, and wholeness. When you grow up Native, resilience is basically woven into everything, into your laughter, into your comedy, into silence, and into the way you love. Our parents and grandparents carried the pain of loss, and of course, with land, of culture, of children in the past that were taken away and being put in boarding schools. But they rarely talk about it. And when pain has no place to go, it finds a way into how we parent, how we communicate, and how we see ourselves. A psychologist, Joseph Gahn, called this historical trauma. The collective emotional and psychological wounds carries across generations in Native people. And those wounds don't vanish. Those wounds usually show up in families, in our relationships, and the way we raise our children. What does historical trauma looks like? Well, it starts off with colonization, boarding schools, lots of parenting models, silence, shame, disconnection, and just life trauma. It's a cycle that repeats until we name it and begin to heal it. Gone reminds us that community based healing, rooted in ceremony, stories, and tradition, is just as powerful as modern therapy. That's why trauma informed parenting is so important. It's not just about discipline and control, it's about understanding. In 2010, the Navajo Times reported something that broke my heart and that hit close to home and that I experienced with my peers. An epidemic of suicides in Peru, New Mexico, 12 young people gone in a single year. When I say young people, I mean children that were my age at the time, in high school, in middle school, possibly even younger. That's not just a tragedy, it's trauma continuing its cycle. When our children don't feel safe expressing their pain, when they grow up with generations of silence, that pain turn inward. It reminds us that our families need healing, not management. As a AMA Journal of Ethics in 2021 puts it, trauma-informed care prioritizes healing, not control. Parenting is sacred work. Bigner and Gerhardt describe parenting-child relationship as a foundation of a child's identity, trust, and belonging. Is very important, of course. But for many Native parents, Parenting can come with layers of inherited pain: shame from boarding schools, anger from being misunderstood, a fear of a system that once tore our families apart. Sometimes that pain comes out as harshness. Sometimes it comes as emotional distance, but it's never because of our people didn't love our children. It's because love itself was had a survival oppression. Trauma informed parenting gives us a way to reconnect, to love with awareness, to parent with understanding, and to heal together. So, what does trauma informed parenting look like? It looks like taking a deep breath before reacting to your child's meltdown and asking yourself what pain or what need is behind this behavior instead of what punishment does this deserve. It looks like setting boundaries with love, explaining why behind rules. It looks like creating routines that feel safe and predictable. It looks like modeling honesty, showing our kids that it's okay to talk about feelings, even the hard ones, because healing starts when parents can say, I see your pain and I won't shame it. Gone writes that healing is the most powerful when it's community based, when it's happening in circle, not in isolation. That might look like families talking at the table, ceremonies, or simply storytelling at the table at family gatherings. These practice reminds us of the Navajo way with Hojo, balance, harmony, and beauty. When families find balance, we prevent separation, we keep children out of the system, we break the cycle of generational pain, we replace it with generational love. When I become when I became a mother, I started seeing these patterns in myself. The quick reactions, the fear of showing weakness, and the habit of swallowing emotions. But I also realized something powerful is that I could choose differently. I could learn to parent from healing instead of hurt. That meant therapy. It meant boundaries. It meant honoring my culture, but also forgiving myself when I stumble. That's what informed parenting, trauma informed parenting is. It's not perfection, it's persistence. It's awareness, it's love spoken out loud. When we parent from healing, we build stronger families, we reduce removals, improve communication, and nurture emotional safety. As the AMA Journal of Ethics reminds us, our goal is to not manage behavior but restore connection. And that connection itself is medicine. It's what turns trauma into strength. My great great grandmother, Dante Ba, walked through the desert so her children could live. Her survival was resilience. My children survival must be more than that. It must be healing. If we choose trauma informed parenting, if we choose to listen, to love, to heal, we honor our ancestors by ensuring our children would never have to carry what we did. This is how we keep families together. This is how we reclaim our stories. This is how we walk forward in the Navajo way of Hajo, in balance, in beauty, and in healing. Thank you.